Hello everybody, and welcome back to some more Minecraft. Yeah, you know what, I'm not even going to keep this going for too long. We've got a lot that we want to do this episode, mainly involved with this big giant hole that we've got here, and we've still got a lot of it to dig out, so, yeah, no, I'm not gonna mess around for that much longer. We're getting right into a time lapse. Enjoy. So, yeah, as I'm sure you have seen from that wonderful mess that was that, we now have a wonderful chunk error in our world, is the best way I can put it. The hole is dug, to put it simply. I don't know why that part in particular just refuses to render if I point myself that way. Um, I'm gonna be honest. I've been watching the time that I've been doing this. I am 2.5 hours into this recording. We are not getting the entirety of the mob farm part of this all done today. I can make the slime farm part of this entirely done today really easily, but the mob farm part of this is sadly going to have to wait until the next stream, relatively, or it might even be a bit in the future because, well, we're kind of at a point where, like, once the slime farm's up, this does everything I need it to do, most likely. But yeah, no. So, I've got way too many chests here, but we're gonna take in all of our deep slate, actually, and we're gonna go and quickly polish it up. Make them all into a bunch of our typical redstone blocks, basically. And then we're going to actually start building up the system that we would normally use. I'm going to have to make a trip back and grab some wood and stuff and whatnot, but, like, you know, that's the relatively easy part of this experience. The annoyingly long-winded part of this experience is, unironically, actually, we have to build up all of the platforms that we've been, you know, doing. Boop, 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 boop. But yeah, no. This is basically what we're going to be doing here is just taking all of our redstone blocks, going and smoothing everything out. We're effectively doing what is a very classical slime farm. Like, you know, back before all the slime farms became a thing, or back before the what's it called, back before the slime potions became a thing. Like, we're doing one of the OG slime farms here, and I'm also going to remove a couple of stacks of this cobbled deep slate because I don't need too many. In all honesty, most of what we've got here is plenty enough, especially because I'm going to be slabbing 90% of this as the way that I set them up. Like, we're doing bottom half slabs as the way that we're doing this. So boom, boom. Or sorry, top half slabs is the way we're doing this. They can't spawn on bottom half slabs. And yeah, we're going to be using our torches for right now. Alright, let's get a groove on over there. I still need to go through and light up the mountain a bit more, but dear God. I'm sure as you saw at the end there, like, this place is actually getting really full of mobs, basically. Like, I can't even exist down here without there being some amount of slime constantly, which is a good sign. Yeah, so, like I said, we're gonna smooth out this layer. I think what we're gonna do, I forget if slimes are 3 wide or 2 wide, at their biggest size. I kind of wish I could, you know, determine that. Regardless, I mean, I think we're just gonna do 3 wide just to be safe, plus also with some of the planning that I'm doing to, make sure that things work out. I'm thinking mayhaps I do 3 wide anyways, just to, like, make sure that a certain problem doesn't occur as often. Basically, I don't want creepers to magically decide they can explode a iron golem to kill it from a distance if they think they can do that. I have an idea to counter the skeletons from something that I've seen from a certain pillager farm that I forget who made recently, but yeah, that's kind of my thought process is I'm going to use that to deflect the skeleton arrows, and my hope is that in doing so, that'll also handle the creeper explosions. But this is just a nice and wonderful in case of emergency type thing. Alrighty, cool. And then we want this to go up 3, because I don't want the slimes to be able to come back up here. Or anything from the water, because we're gonna use water streams to push them along. And I don't want any mob to get a bright idea of swimming. I'm just gonna quickly go like this. Yoink. And But yeah, no, it is now very, very late evening. I was expecting that to take about another hour or two. I now granted, I will also say that is partly my fault for when I started working on this evening. I've had a very busy day, as I'm sure, if anybody saw that last stream, which, hey, you should have. I was yapping, but nobody came and joined me for the entirety of the yap session that I was doing, because it would have been fun to yap and just hang out with people, but I was lonely all stream. It's okay, I understand. Everybody gets bored of me digging a hole, and in all honesty, I'm pretty sure me starting this episode with a time lapse of me digging the rest of the hole was probably not the smartest idea, but who cares? I had fun with it, and that's all that I really care for. And then this gets to be the way that we're gonna do this. What I will do is I will go in there, or we'll go in here in a second and top slab all of this, just so that it cannot spawn anything, period. And that way I also just don't have to worry about this spot eating up the spawns or whatnot. It should just be fine. I mean, the plan is basically where our spawning platform is, this is going to be the bottom of the spawning sphere. So that way, I don't have, I shouldn't have anything, like, even attempting really to spawn near the waters to begin with, but, it'll be what it'll be. As always, there is the funny part of this farm where, this is on a river biome. We might unintentionally spawn squids, drowned, and or fish. I'm just kind of like accepting that this is an inevitability that may or may not occur. So, yeah, no, it'll be what it'll be. But no, I was just kind of listening into a bunch of different YouTube videos. Been listening to Azathoth Blues by Chris Christodoulou, and I forget the other guy with it, but I know Chris Christodoulou in particular, because I play a lot of Risk of Rain occasionally, and that was one of the fun things, listening to that. It is a really good series. It is an audio, it's like audiobook style, really, in all honesty. If you enjoy the Eldritch Horror type stuff, it is truly it's a good series for it. I'm currently on episode 3. I know there's like 5, there might be 4 or 5 out by the time that this episode goes live. I'm not entirely sure. I forget. I know that the most recent episodes are on my Watch Later playlist, though, which is practically the thing that tells you whether or not I'm watching that at any given time. My Watch Later playlist is practically what controls my actual YouTube watching stuff. Like, I'm subscribed to a crap ton of different YouTube channels. Mainly, of course, I do watch a lot of Minecraft related stuff. There are a few other people who feed their way in there, but like, I will say a fair portion is definitely a fair few Minecraft related YouTubers, and then there's, plenty of other YouTubers who do tons of other stuff that I watch. I mean, I do watch a fair few roguelike YouTubers, such as like Alexa Huts as well. Very, very good YouTubers. Do enjoy them. I'm not saying this stuff as shout outs for them. They are way bigger than I am. They do not need a shout out from me, the tiny guy with like 200 subscribers. I'm just more saying that this is what I was listening to while I was doing all that mess, and I'm pretty sure, if somebody did a slow motion thing of my probably janky and messy, what's it called? The janky and messy of, as I word and fail to die. or fail to say all the words that I'm after here. As I'm sure some people were watching during my janky time lapse there, I basically gave myself an editorial note that was like, "Hey, dude, I'm muting this because I knew it was going to take a while to do all this, and I'm not sitting here doing mindless work with nothing going on in my background for an extensive period of time without some amount of stimulation." So that is my way of doing that, was Tihu, I'm going to grab I'm gonna start listening to a few of my YouTube videos and just call it a day. I probably should, well, that's great. I will go grab that. Yeah, see, you can see it right there. Boom. I forget, I'm like, if I'm gonna go sleep or whatnot, you obviously get to see that. I don't get to make that into there. And we'll just go land in down here. Woo! Alright, up we go. I mean, look, this is definitely a very long stream styled episode. I can give you that level of statement. We are going very, very long stream styled on this one. Grab all of these. Literally got, like, basically just enough for this. And then grab about that. That'll be more than plenty. And then what I can do is... those bees better not be making their way on out of here. Alrighty, what we can do then, now, especially with this almost done... Oh yeah, that's right, I do actually want to full block all of these because well, I think actually... no, that is right. I think big slimes have to be 2 blocks thinking about it, but it's alright. We'll keep the 3 block wide there anyways. Grab that, grab that. And that way, nothing will spawn down here. And, hoop. There we go. This makes this all nice and neat and easy. And I think, yeah, I do have to use full blocks for this, just so that nothing, like, spawns over their heads, per se. And what we'll do is we'll just put a little pillar in the corner, and I will, I will open it up as I need it. But yeah, no, we then get to go grab a bunch of trapdoors to fill this up. And in all technicality... oh, hi. There you are. And in all technicality, like, this is the farm. Case in point, boom. Already got things. Like, I don't even need to do that much here. Everything's going to fall into this lower region, which will be where we set up our lava blade and our water stuff. But we can already see that, look, basic slimes are spawning here, so that's a good start for us. I just need to go through and basically make the water direction and fill up all of these as they go, with a relatively clean and effective, you know, lighting system and attractant to all of the mobs. Actually, you know what's great? This guy right here is a perfect showcase. Yeah, they're 2 blocks wide. Okay. Ow. As I failed the takeoff there. Alright, well, so we overkilled it. Oh well, boo-hoo. In all honesty, I think that's for the better anyways, because when I put the trap doors in, they're going to likely slip off now instead of get their faces mushed against things. In all honesty, I might actually have to move it a block inwards again, but I don't know. The thought process is still there, and I'm 90% sure they fall off like idiots, and they don't even get a chance, really. Plus, the other thing is I have to check how the system for it works, but it might be that our iron golems, I mean, we're trying to make it so they don't interact with any of the mobs here. But it might be such that in doing so, like, the iron golems fully push them away, basically, from being able to deal damage. And there we go. I think we'll just do like we'll probably do 6-ish layers for right now. I'm kind of in the boat if I just want to get as much of this done as possible. Like I said, I'll probably come back at a later stream, expand this to 3. Plus also, like, each layer that we do is at least, I think, 4 iron golems that need to be done. Because I think I need to do a set of them in the center, and 2 of them on either side. But, like, you can already see that this is starting to work, pretty well. And, yeah, I'm pretty happy. Plus, I think, like, 4 or 5 or 6 of these is, well, we're gonna do 6 of these because I'm doing 4 more platforms, including the current one. I think 6 of these are gonna be really capable. Plus, also for the mob farm aspect, like, there's gonna be plenty of stuff that's spawning here, especially if I can work to light up the cave, light up the mountains, etc. Like, we will be getting a lot of mobs on these spawning spots right here. And there we go. So yeah, no, things should be nice and wonderful. Give me that. Doink, doink, doink. Yeah. I mean, we'll be lighting this for now so that only the slimes spawn. But, I mean, it is definitely a thing of, ooh, you know, like, we could do XYZ and get a bunch of things out of it, so... I'm looking forward to the day where I get to remove all of the torches just in general and, don't have to worry about it. Alright, let's go refuel and dump off some of these slabs. The slabby jabbies. And I will dump all of those in there. Grab all of those. That is plenty good. What I could do is we'll just go down here and quickly polish them up while I'm standing here, because we have the stuff. God, I wish you could do shift clicks like you can in the crafting table. Boop, 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 and boop, and boop. And I don't know why the spacebar... I don't know why the spacebar trick has been removed. It makes me sad. I would love for it not to have been removed or whatever, or rebound or whatnot, but it's been removed for some odd reason. There we go. Yoink. That is plenty more for me. And remember, what we basically want is all of these platforms that we're doing here to be basically constantly spewing out a few slimes to chase after all of the different iron golems that we're going to have, because it is going to be a lot of iron golems here. Like, this is this farm type had one major issue, in that it's definitely required a lot of iron to make it go to work. Like, we're putting effectively, because each iron golem is a little bit more expensive than an anvil. Basically, every single one of these has 4 anvils attached to it, plus a bit. So I'd say, like, we'll say like there's approximately 6 anvils per layer of this. Now, I know we have enough iron for that, because the iron farm has been running so effectively long that, like, that's doable for us. But it is definitely like, bro, that is a lot of iron golem. And what's also nice about this is as I go up, I am starting to see, like, the proof in the pudding of this thing, that, like, yay, I've got a slime farm for once in my existence. Slime farms have always been something that are, like, normally world enders for me. I don't know why. Like, the one world that I was playing in when I was younger, that I'd say got to a similar point as this one did. I started working on a slime farm. I had a 4 slime chunk area nearby to my base that I was just working in, and then I realized that I had counted with the chunks wrong. And that was effectively the end of the world there. It was absolutely terrible, and that was like one of the last survival worlds I played before my major Minecraft break for an extended period of time, and then I kind of just ended up doing like a bunch of different mini games and stuff like that. Basically, just kind of playing Minecraft more for its servers than anything. I never really got into modded when I was younger. Of course, now I play a decent chunk of modded. I mean, I've always said that once this series is reached its, like, effective end, and, like, we've achieved the goals for it at the time, there will only be, like, minor things that I come back to it for, but I would 100% be down to do a modded Minecraft series at some point. Just be warned, it's going to be on things like, it might even be something like GTNH, or, some more tech mods, because, as we know, I am an absolute nerd who enjoys weird, crazy things. But yeah, no, once this series reaches its effective endpoint, there is plenty of things that I will be still doing with Minecraft that are probably going to be more on the modded side of things. Also, it's good to hear a zombie in here, because what that means is we can do the full mob stuff. And I'm pretty sure we're not going to have to worry about it. Yeah, no. This is looking... Everything's turning out looking pretty good for me so far. And alrighty. And alright, how many layers do we got so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need about one more layer for what I wanted this to be, relatively. There we go. 2, 3. Oh, hi, spider. You're doing the thing that I was hoping you wouldn't do, but you're doing... We got multiple of them ascending. Hopefully that spider doesn't just decide to drop on me. Like, spiders are a bit annoying in this farm. But they should be fine. I think the trapdoors are gonna handle them plenty enough. Oh my god, the slimes are going crazy. Alright, grab this. We can do a little something like this. And there. Now I can just kind of go to town with all of this. And keep a move on. Alright, and then what we're going to go grab is a bunch of trapdoors, a bunch of iron, and a fair few pumpkins for us, because we're going to do a little bit more digging. And set up the iron golems. I think it might also be a smart idea to light these until I'm able to put in the arrow shield for the golems. So we'll light this up before we head up and out of there, or out of here. But I think that this is working pretty well for us. And actually, you know, thinking about it, I think we don't actually need to do an iron golem or 4 iron golems for each level. I think we just have to do, like, a couple per layer, because there is that sort of overage that exists for each of them. So I think that'll be fine. And if I go F3, F6, we can turn on our wonderful block light levels, and this gives us a bunch of visuals. And helps us out with making sure that everything is all hunky-dory. There was a slight big issue there, as I'm sure we saw, where there was a creeper that was, like, right on top of me. You should be updated. I don't know why you aren't. Oh, gosh darn it. Okay. There we go. But this is almost as expected, what I was worried about with them. I think those are clear. And you get out of here. Okay, I think we are all lit up nice and neatly. We are not. Alright, cool. So that does that. Oh my. Fly away! That was a bit too much danger. Oh my. Okay, and oh my gosh. Oh my god. Get out of here, please. I need you all to leave right now. Okay. Yeah, let's go clean up our stuff. Just kind of make sure that each layer is all good and prepped, and then I will turn the light visualizer off in a minute. Yep, all good and clear. I think we're all good. I mean, that was a double fall. That was good. That is good and clean, and we already know, I believe, that this first layer is good. but it's missing this. Alright, cool, cool, cool. Now let's go get a bunch of trapdoors and everything else that I was talking about. And we should be all good and done and ready. Dear God, that is already a bunch of stuff for us. Like, this is quite literally an insane amount of slimes that we're already getting caught. We also want to grab another bucket for water, and then we're going to grab some lava to make our lava blade as well. That's going to be our sort of way of handling them. I need iron. I'm like, I know I have an extra bucket or two sitting around somewhere. And then we need a bunch of iron. That might actually be enough. But just in case, I will throw those guys in there. And then a bunch of pumpkins. Right over here. There's a pumpkin. I know that we have more. Have I seriously? Oh, yeah, because of course I haven't filled that up. Yeah, and that's more than enough. And then what we need is a bunch of wood. And I think we got a bunch of acacia that I can borrow. I believe we have enough. Yeah, we should. Alright, gonna do 3 because that should make us enough of the trapdoors. Boop, boop, and boop, and then we go trapdoor, boop. See, the spacebar trick works for that one. I think, does it have to be specifically pre-selected from the, I think it has to be pre-selected from the crafting book. I think that's what I misunderstand, is the crafting book requirement. Alright, let's head on down. Get out of here. Alright, and what we're going to do is we're going to put a bunch of trapdoors along the outer edge and amongst the wall. This should, I believe, trick the slime AIs into thinking they can cross it. They won't be able to, and they will fall into the pits. And then what we need to do is we just need to set up the iron golems in such a way that they can, you know, be viewed constantly and attacked by, you know, the respective set of stuff. I will have to put, or I'll have to figure out some fencing setups for right now for in fact, I should have grabbed some fences while we were up there. That is a-okay. It is alright. We can figure that out on the loop around. I need way more trapdoors if that took an entire stack just to do the outer layer. Yeah, especially if I'm doing this. Yeah, this is going to be a lot. You know, in all honesty, the thing is, I think we don't need this many trapdoors, actually. Because I think what it's going to be is they're going to go to a few key spots on each layer, depending on where we put the iron golems. F3G me for a second. So I wanted to have an iron golem right here, centered. And I'll break the blocks that I was thinking here. We'll just have it be, you know, we'll have it be a 3-wide mob and a 4-wide cage. Don't question it. I think they aren't going to go over this far, basically. I think where they're going to end up going is right to those center portions of it. And that'll be their main spot. So hopefully we're saving a bunch of material per layer, basically, by, cutting down to effectively just 8 per quadrant. This may have an adverse effect, and I'm willing to accept that and make more in the future. I just... Can I... Oop, there we go. I just don't think we need all, like, however many of these there were that I was initially going to put in. Also, have I seriously not put efficiency on this axe? Like, this axe has... Oh my gosh, this axe doesn't have efficiency on it. It is more painful to mine these trapdoors than it was to mine the deep slate, actually, I think. Because at least the deep slate was relatively simplistic in the way that it was. Yep, and then boop, boop, boop. And I'll jump down and go grab all of these. Oh my god, I keep thinking they will have broken, and then they haven't. It is so annoying. I'll go down and we'll grab all of these in a second. And then we get to dig out the tiny little 4x1 holes for all of our golems. I just realized that, I don't know where I left the, Oh, I remember where I left the, thing. Yeah, so that one's gonna sit up there. This one is... I think, like, the fencing is going to basically end up being partially these trapdoors, which only has some slight concerns for what I'm planning. But that'll be fine. And again, as I've said, if I need to cut down on the way that I'm doing this, it's fine. I'm perfectly capable. Is this... Okay, yeah, that is 3-wide. I don't know why it didn't look 3-wide from over there, I guess. I don't know. Yep, that should be relatively nice and neat. And I can turn off the chunk overlay. It just helps with centering some of these, I think. Yoink. I mean, in all honesty, I don't even actually need to be up there. And, while I'm here, it won't hurt anything to go use up all of these trapdoors where they want to be used, So might as well. Doot. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, boop, boop. Boop, boop, boop. And boop. And I misplaced that. That's fine. I'm sure that somebody is already yelling at me. Yeah, dear God, this is a lot of slimes already. Like, we can do slime block machines, we can do, well, anything with sticky pistons pretty easily. Like, this already looks nice, basically. Why is there a random trapdoor just sitting up there that I am an idiot? And they do have to be top trapdoors, I believe. Do and all right, and boop, 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 boop. Okay, cool. And go grab. I don't know why I did that, but where is that weird one? Where was the weird one? It was right there. That's what I was going for. And of course I missed it. Alright, let's grab all of these real quick while I've got a second. Just refuel. Okay. Okay, you guys aren't gonna let me just pop over your head. Excuse you. Excuse you. Excuse me. There's a lot of you. And there we go. And perfect. And you know what? I mean, this effectively gets us where I wanted to be. We do this. I do this. I go boop, 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 boop. And then we do this. And this. There we go. Oh, why did I do that there? What was I on? What was I thinking? There we go, there we go, there we go. And do. Needs to be a top one. Do. And I'm an idiot. Bop, bop, bop. And bop, a bop, a bop. I can place. I assure you I can place. There's things that I am doing that I assure you that I am capable of doing. I'm not this stupid. I'm not this idiotic. Trust me, I can do things. I assure you there is some modicum of capability within this DAP boy. There is some amount of modicum of capabilities that I possess that I can assure you I have and can use. There we go. Break this one apart here. Do. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Hop. And Awesome. Okay, now I realize my idiocracies already. I entirely just didn't grab any of the things that I needed in terms of, like, liquids or whatnot. I'm like, man, I'm hungry. Realizes he's falling into the pit of death and despair. You know, maybe hunger is a thing that needs to wait a second. There we go. Let's go up here. I still need to light more of some of these areas because, yeah, this is just case and proof and point that I need to do some more lighting. Swoop in. We'll grab this lava that's right here, actually. There we go. And that'll be our lava blade lava. And then, I think we will be fine, at least under current circumstances, with what's there for our iron golems. I do need to shear. Ow. And then I also need the crafting table back. Ow. Give me that. Sleep real quick, and then let's go finish this wonderful, wonderful mess, because boy, am I getting tired of this. I have enjoyed making this, but dear God, is it a slow experience, is all I'm gonna say so far. Like, it has been slow. We're not even putting in the item collection system today. We're just here to make things work. Okay, so here we are. We're gonna mine a 4x1 right here. And what I'm gonna do is, just because we don't want him escaping, but we want him to be seen, we will go through and I will quickly place another layer of trapdoors just right here, just as a sort of make him go there, or make him stay there. And then what we do, this is going to be the fun part, going to open that up. You know what, just rocket on up. I'm like, rocket on up and out of here. You know, there was a slime. I think it went and fell. Which is already a good sign for us, that I can do that. That's the wrong layer. Yeah, we're not even gonna set up collection today. That's gonna be sadly reserved for next episode. Just timing issues and all that. I do apologize. It is... Look, it is currently almost 2 a.m. for me, my time, so, you know, I'm only burning a bit of the midnight oil for this. Open these all up. Close that all down. Yeah, I really like the way that this farm is looking so far. I don't see too much of what could be an issue. Would also help, you know, if I built this correctly. You know, kind of an important part of this, that it's built correctly. Okay, boop, 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 boop. Yep, cool. We want to keep these all open just for time being while we're setting this all up. And then craft these all into a bunch of blocks. Boop, boop, boop. And then we're gonna go boom, 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 and boom. I need that. Golem? Okay. So that's an issue. They need mine back. An extra block. Okay, so we do that. Which means, we again get to go do, boop, 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 and there we go. And this guy should now work very cleanly for what we're after. Perfect. Doot, 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 doot. He now should basically work as, the dummy attractant. Which is great for us, because that's what these mobs are. They are dummies. You need to walk that way. Please and thank you. I think you're fine. I think you're safe. He pushed me out. Yoink. Yeah, I think he will wander into his spot. Damn villagers are still dying. There is a bit of entity, there's a bit of overflow occurring at the villager breeder right now, and that is why those guys keep on perishing. Dupe. Push him in. Go doot. Go doot. And I'm like, wait a minute, I can get this. Whoop-de-doo. Alrighty, and I think that's all of them, other than one. Oh dear God, this is a difficult and this is a definitely difficult and slightly annoying task to do. Yeah, no, I am kind of curious how much I can cover with each golem. I'm very much flying by memory right now. Because I've seen this type of slime farm be done before, basically. And, you know, what I remember is that it is definitely a bit expensive in the iron department, but getting it in is really, like, the most expensive part of everything. Everything else is just, you know, relatively decently natural. I think we do this chunk right here. Well, it would help if I could land it. You know, the other thing is like, ooh, nice. We can get to see, he just jumped off himself. Okay. Ow. The other thing we get to see is how Adapt Boy handles all of these wonderfully annoying things. Slimes are severely dumb, I think, is what I'm starting to realize, and I don't know how hard I think I needed to go on this. Okay, there we go. That should work for both layers, because they should see both opportunities of ways to get to him. And that should be something we're able to apply on this one as well. You know what? Yep, that works. That works for me. Alright, boom, boom, boom. Boom. And then we go boom. No. Just fly on up and land in that spot. There we go. And that sits right there. That sits right there. Please stop trying to go in. You jerk. Okay, yeah, the foot should be enough to attract the slime. Well, that was annoying. Okay, come on. I mean, hey, the good news is this part is the part that's like the part that's annoying to set up, and once it works, it basically just works, I think. So I think we will be clean from here on out. That is a nope. I'm gonna need some more iron, I think, because I grabbed enough for a stack of blocks, and I'm starting to think... Come on. Come on. Come on. I'm like, I know you can get that. I should not be struggling as hard as I was with getting that. And I would like that iron block back because every iron block matters right now. And yoink. Thank you. Cool. Do this. And yeah, I'm like, they are going for him. You know, like we are actually getting a decent amount of slimes just going off. Like every time I'm seeing slime spawn up in this area, they are, you know, immediately going and getting rid of themselves. Which is a benefit for us, because that's what we want. We want the spawning area to remain constantly clean and ready. Come on. Come. Come. Oh my god. I swear I'm not this bad at landing in a hole normally. Oh my god, I swear. Okay, hang on. You know what, that works. This works. Boop, 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 and boop. And then I need to go out and land and doop, doop. Push him in, doot doot. Perfect. In all honesty, so this covers this row, which means I think we could do that again for the following rows, and that should just line them up where only every few we're actually doing any. Now, the problem with this one is of course, that this one's got gravel in it. But the good news is the gravel looks to be plenty of fine for what we're doing. And hang on. Come on. I'm like, I know you could reach that block. Just go and work for me. Of course. Because when am I not failing to do all this? Okay, so that sits there. Boop, 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 boop. And boop. And boop. Push him in. He looks clean. There we go. See, the good news is those golems that are down there right now are actually doing a pretty decent job, because they're doing all the cleanup that we're sadly missing right now without our lava blade that we're going for. And that works plenty of good. So right now it's kind of funny because we basically have a set of golems to do the job of distracting, and then a set of golems to do the killing. Now, sadly, the golems that do the killing would die if I made them the sole killing system. Inevitably, they would sadly perish. Yeah, I legitimately think I only do one more in that layer, and we just basically run 4 golems per side. Now, I'm looking at my iron count, and I think I'm a bit low on iron for that. Yeah, that's right, because we stand here, not the one above. Wait a minute, I'm entirely incorrect on where this is going. This goes here. There we go. And break. And doot. Grab this. I should be able to push him back from right here. Which, yeah, I am. Well, I am if I also don't miss my landing. And that goes there. That goes there. Awesome. We've just got the one remaining for us to do over here. And then, see, that's what I've been trying to do this entire time. Also, I'm keeping landing at the wrong layer. Oh my god. It is an annoyance. Okay, boom. And... perfect. Right. There we go. And then... we want to go boop. And... go land on that. God. The amount... of freaking stuff that a singular iron golem costs. It is expensive. And this farm uses so many of them. Alright, cool. The last guy gets to just stand up there. We have to use a few more trapdoors on him. That's not what I wanted to see. Boop. There we go. Alright, cool. I should have left these in real quick and just done the trapdoor placement. There we go. Yep. And this is where our finer golems are going to end up. Hopefully they don't distract the guys too much being here. Because that is one of my concerns, is that these guys end up being distracting and non-helpful. In fact, if possible, I think I want to try and hide these ones a little bit into the wall. If at all possible. Boop. Push you in. Back there. I think they will be fine, but, you know, this may or may not be an issue. Just, who knows, really. I think they will be fine. Yeah. Dear God, there's so much slime in here already. Thanks for that. Yep, the good news is these guys are all already doing quite a decent job at being slime ball attractant. And I can also just go in and do that easily. You know, the one thing I did realize that I forgot for this guaranteed that I do need a decent amount of. Also, before this ends up being a negative experience, let me quickly do this. You know, if I the funny thing is I unironically brought the right amount of golems or the stuff required to make the right amount of golems. It's just 2 of them were fails. Hang on. Sorry. And this guy sits right there. Eh. That guy goes there. And so, yeah, because I can't necessarily put these guys into those holes, we are a bit out of luck in terms of iron right now. You know what? We need to go grab some wood for signs anyways. Let's go do that, and then let us... What the frig do you mean? Oh my gosh, my elytra are very low. We're gonna need to quickly go repair. Yeah, because that is, unironically, almost my entire elytra durability gone, and right now, that is my ticket for getting me in and out of all of this. We can wait a bit, I think. We can wait a bit, I think. I need that. I'll just quickly, swap this in, and I will, do the, I'll go grab this in a second. But yes, what we need is a bunch more wood to make signs, because signs are the thing that we really need a lot of now. Alongside that, just a little bit more iron. Just a little bit more iron. Doink, 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 doink. Perfect. Amazing. Whoop-de-doo. And then I can do iron... Orin. Yeah, way more than enough for us. And... what I should do is throw that. This doesn't have a slot in there yet. And... okay. So then we go boop. I go boop, I go boop, and we make a stack of sticks. I go sign, boop, oh my, that is a lot of signs. Oh crap, no, I right-clicked that, no! Where did it go? Where did it go? Oh no. Okay, of course. There's always one problem that has to be added in as part of the episode, and there it is. There's our big problem for the episode for today is how many frickin' things is that boy gonna mess up? Oh boy. Okay, we need to frickin' throw everything in here for right now because I have way too much stuff. I need to go get my wings repaired now because that's exactly what I wanted to see. Yeah, I know. You're gonna probably fall apart on me right here. Woo! I'm like, just go up real quick, please. There we go. And that way... okay, good, they made it. I'm like, did they make it? I didn't fall, did I? Okay, good. We go boom, boom. We go boom. And I need to go boom. Grab you guys real quick, and we will just repair those up. I'm so used to my elytra actually, like, not having any problem while I'm doing this that it's, like, actually a bit surprising that they're nearly broke. I'm like, wait a minute. My elytra almost broke? What? Okay, there we go. God, this is such an effective EXP farm for me. I'm genuinely a bit shocked that this works as well as it does. Okay, boom, 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 boom. Like I said, I do still need to go fix it up a bit. Alright, there we go. And that was that. Throw those in. Go dive. God, it is an absolute crazy mess. I keep unintentionally going over to this farm when I don't mean to. I overturn. Alright, cool. And we can do that real quick. Perfect. Now we need to go outside and find where my egg went. I know it went up from here, but, like, where up from there did it go? Okay, my bets are it's somewhere sitting around over here right now, basically. Which I think I'd be incorrect, because I have no idea where the frick that went. What the frick happened to my egg? What the frick happened to the egg? I lost the egg! Oh no, this is actually, like, one of the worst possible things that could happen. Because I only get one of those. And I knew that putting it on that table was inviting a misclick to happen. Okay. Is it anywhere along up in here? Oh. Oh my god, it's right there. Oh, thank Lord. Okay, it teleported weirdly. It was not anywhere near where it said it was. Give me that. Thank you. I'm like, I need my damn egg. Okay. You mister, are scary sometimes. Okay, let's go grab all of these. We've got everything else we need now. It legitimately is right now. This farm is going to waste all of its materials. We will come in a future episode. Again, like I said, I'm a bit out of time right now. It is 2:06 at the time of this statement, and I would like to get some sleepy soon. I'll just grab some blocks, because we're going to want some, I'm pretty sure. And there we go. Do I have my pumpkins? That's what I was missing. I'm like, did I have the pumpkins in my inventory? See, and we wonder why my elytra were nearly broken there. Again, that is a thing where I need to go through and I need to update the freaking durability notification, because I just didn't. And let's do the fun way of doing this. Ow! Oh no. Oh no, that's not the fun way of doing this anymore. Shoot. Shoot. This is really bad. I might just have to take the, well, actually, hang on. Do this, and this should be an easy way to get all my stuff back. Just the problem is, Oh my god, that is doing some work. And those golems that are down there right now are also doing some work. Look, okay, you cannot tell me that that was not a cool thing for, like, a split second there. Like, I was kind of cool. I was kind of cooking. I'm just glad that there wasn't lava or anything in here just yet, because that would have been the death of me. I'm missing my boots. We will F3B for my hitboxes. And like, give me my boots. There they are. And the rest of these, I think, are in our inventory. Perfect. Yep. Awesome. Okay. Cool. I'm not worried about anything else anymore. My food. I'm like, my food, I think, is on the ground in front of me. And, yep, we've got the iron. We've got that. Okay, cool. We are all back and ready in action now. Yippee. Alright. Get back to the digging. F3. That's not what I meant. I meant B, not N. Just mistap right there. Again, as always, before things go. Did I really get rid of my... Oh my gosh. In my haste to continue the chaos, I messed up. Are you kidding me? Okay, fine. Well then, everybody, I guess I need to go grab some more trapdoors because I'm too stupid to not have brought and grabbed my trapdoors that I've been using. You know, the thing that I tend to say I kind of need. And come on. Okay. Hi, trapdoors. Where'd you go? There you went. Okay, cool. Now we go back outside. Again, for the 700th and 9,345th time. God. If only I was allowed to do stuff. Okay. Do this again. Do this the cool way, though, because I'm cool this time and actually can land that trick. You know, if I got myself a mace, I'd be able to do the mace trick, hopefully. And then, let's see here. So, this, and my shears. So, boop, 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 and boop, boop. I think you got booped in. Just to be sure, he got booped in. Okay, cool. And there's one more that needs set up, which goes right here. Mine this all out. Again, I know that that goes there, that goes there. Mine all of this out. And then boop, 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 and boop, and boop, and go sit him in his hole. And bada bing, bada boom. Alright, cool. So, we want them all to head to this corner right here. So that means from that, our opposite corner's this spot over here. I'm gonna take these and I'm gonna go actually plug our current water hole. Yoink. And doink, doink, doink. Whee! I need to get better at doing stuff like that because I know that that's how like all the pro players are doing all their movement stuff is basically systems like that. Okay, so we want this to be a sign. This will go here. This will kind of divide and push as our, starter system. But for just real quick, the way we're going to do this... Oh, do they really have to be down on the ground? That's kind of annoying. Anyways, as I was going to say, just to start this out, we're gonna do this sort of thing. I'm gonna grab all this, place it back, grab this, grab this, grab this, grab this. Okay. So they go in, they're gonna be like, oh no, I've fallen, I am a slime, and then they're gonna get pushed around. And what we're gonna do is we're going to put a few signs right here and do basically the water stacking trick. This should relatively guarantee that they are going to end up in there. And also, I'm just gonna make this a casual water farm real quick. Boop and boop should be enough, but cool. We want that like this. Alrighty. And then what we do is at each of these we put a sign combo here that basically will allow for the continuous pushing of more of these guys. So boom, boom, boom. Unironically, this needs to go up. This goes right there. I need to place that real quick. Excuse me. Excuse me. Blocks. Game. Can you, thank you. So very cool. So very wow. Alright. Yeah, they're currently doing things they're not supposed to. This gets to sit like this. Yeah, they should get basically blasted into this, and then this will kind of, regardless of what they're doing, push them out. Yippee. I kind of don't like the way this is set up. I kind of wish that I could just make this work a little bit different. So much so that I'm trying to think how I could do that, but you know, it's fine. It works. It's whatever. At least I think this should work. Yeah. The part that definitely needs fixed, though, and I'm gonna just do this real quick. That needs... Get out of my face, please. Thank you. Thank you. Cut this down quickly while I've got the opportunity to use this. I straight up messed up the exact reason why I cut this down. There. Now it looks mostly proper. I say mostly because what the frick is this? That was not proper at all. Alright, there we go. Get these guys out of here. I don't mind if they are the smallies. The smallies are fine and dealable. Alright, cool, cool, cool. And then we get to, first off, set up another water farm. Boop, boop, boop. This gets to sit right there. Boop, boop. Can you leave me alone for a second, little guys? Okay, there we go. Yeah, this is working great. This is working wonderfully. Alright, cool. You just get down, Mr. President, that. Okay, and boom, 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 boom. There we go. Again, another water farm right there. There we go. That goes there. That goes there. That goes right there. This should push. So what we're going to do is this is going to get to go here. There we go. And then this will get to go right here as this sort of thing. And what we will do is basically this spot right here. Sorry, this tiny little corner right here is where we're going to set up the lava bucket, basically. It gets to sit right there. Yep, and the rest of these, this gets to break. This gets to break. All that we need is to just make sure that this doesn't flow backwards on itself, basically. So that's going to go there. Yeah, that's gonna, right now, it's gonna do a lot of annoyance. In fact, I think this needs pushed back a bit. If I remember in true Lava Blade fashion. It needs to be out an actually decently small piece right there. I think it goes one more. Yeah, it does go one more. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. So that now should consistently do that. This will be replaced with... Oh, that doesn't actually work. Darn. Okay, well, that will be replaced with a hopper whenever we're ready and able to put that in. And, yep. I need to go take this and make another water farm. In fact, that's going to be our kind of temporary just water farm for a minute until we're back around over to here. And that should, as we've said, push them in. The only thing that I might do just to make sure that that does that is do this and just kind of make it so that they straddle around in here a little bit. Yeah, that should work, because this way they'll get pushed in. I know that there will be some mobs that kind of sit here, but they will all push themselves around inevitably in such a way I'm not really necessarily worried. Okay, that is that one. Alright, cool, cool, cool. And now we just do that on this side. Eat. And yoink. Yoink. Grab. Grab. I am running out of food. I need to go grab some more. Getting a little hungry. Alrighty. That gets to sit right there. Go boop, boop, boop. Boop, boop. Grab this real quick and boop. Again. Did I really not refuel all the buckets like I was supposed to? I can actually start using all three now that I think about it. Boop. Boop. And then we go boop. Excuse me, sir. I'm kind of in the middle of something right here. Boop. Go grab another set of buckets. There we go. Boop. And boop. And then this should relatively... So we'll put... You know, I think I know what I did wrong on the last ones. Yeah. We'll do... Hang on. I'll do the fix that I'm thinking I should have done. That's incorrect. Can you stop doing that, mister? Thank you. Alright, cool. Can I get this in? Get this. Not what I meant. Get this in. Yeah, that doesn't do what I was hoping it would do. That's slightly annoying. Okay, well, we just do this, and this, I believe, fixes it, where they push and get pushed into this sort of system. Yeah, that works fine. Okay, cool. And then this should be the last set that I need, so I don't think I need to worry, per se. But... Am I really one short? Am I really one sign short? Wow. I mean, I had enough signs, obviously, as part of this. There we go. Let's go grab that last sign real quick. And then we can end the episode out, because... Yeah, no. That is the Slime Farm, all nice and neatly done and dusted, and we're basically all there. It's just that last little itty bitty bit of pieces that we got left. And yoink, yoink, yoink. But no, I hope you all have been enjoying this episode so far. I know I have. It has definitely been a very long one. I mean, I'm at the 4-hour 10-minute recording mark, and I have about 2 hours right at the start of this where I just do a mega thing right there. And yoink. First sploosh. This can go back on. We want that. There we go. And look, guys, I am very sorry about what you're about to have happen to you. See, the fact that this guy is just sitting here has me a bit worried, but I know why he was stuck there. Yeah. Alrighty. So that works great. Sends them right into there. And they drop it at their feet. Those guys do, at least. The mobs that we will be killing will also drop at their feet. I believe. There we go. And just to see if it works, I want to, you know, spawn a few. Let him go down. You can see that guy's... Ooh, that guy's a little bit stuck, I think. Yeah, he's a bit stuck. But... that slime is getting sent all the way over. Yeah, and that's just working wonders for us. Any slime balls in there? It looks like those got eaten. So what I'm thinking is this needs to be one higher. Which is fine. That's dealable. That is totally within reason. Here. And we can yoink that. The good news is I'm also prepped for that part. So that sits there, that sits there, that sits there. This just sits like this. Yep, and then we go 1, 2. Boop, boop. That should be a plenty fine lava blade. So now all of the big guys are going to bounce their way up into this whenever they hit here, basically. And all of the mobs, which, you know, try to swim, are going to be like, oh no, the lava, whatever shall I do? Sploosh right there, you know. It'll be a bit slow. The thing that I'm annoyed about is this guy right here, which I'm thinking if I do that, that looks like it solves the problem, actually, of them getting stuck. Which is funny because this is, I think, also a risk here, to do, but it's interesting nonetheless. Plus, I mean, also, my intent is that I think I'm going to be making a wall of these that gets turned on and off rapidly, so we will see how this works. Going to sit and float for a bit. We're going to break that crafting table as well. And yoink, that should be plenty of slimes spawned. I mean, this guy is going to go to me because they value me more than they value, you know, other things. Yep, cool. So the little guys get to go in to the center there. We will process them differently, I think. Yeah, but I do actually want that to just kill them off right there so that I don't have to. What I will probably do is I'll probably put some magma down there and that'll work for it. But for now, with that said and done, I mean, look, the farm works. I mean, there is that little bit of stuff right there where I'm like, we're waiting for slimes to basically get bounced in properly, I think. And I do think that that is still a little bit too high. I think that it needs to be... I think that it needs to be lower, and just that, like, I'm not lava blading properly. I have to look at that, but with that said and done, everybody, thank you all so much for watching. This has been a long as hell episode, and I will see you all in the next one. Have a good one, and bye-bye. Whoop-dee-doo. Oh my gosh. Now I gotta edit all this thing tomorrow. Yippee!